Well, thank you, Lauren. Earlier it was a pleasure to speaking with you with another 19 or 20 people.
Yeah.
In the middle of that conversation, I learned so much about the show. It's very courageous that you moved forward without knowing where the show was going to land. How far into the process did you know that Freevee was going to be the home?
We were getting interest from a lot of different people during production. And this is more of an Ali Afshar question. But I do know that we were gaining momentum verbally, within Warner Brothers. People were excited about the material. And it just took a while. It took a while, negotiations and, I feel like there was a fight between a few people that wanted it, and we just, it took a little bit of time, but we're so excited that it landed at Amazon Freevee.
A good fight. Usually when you hear about a fight in the entertainment business about a show being made, it's not a good thing. But in your case, positive.
Oh yeah, we were happy.
Well, the last time I had the pleasure of speaking with you, which was a little under 2 years ago, it was to promote the first California Christmas movie.
Wow, I remember.
And I was asking you, hey, what's coming up? And
yes.
You're going, well, I'm writing some stuff and producing. And usually you go, uh-huh, sure you are. You not only got that out, you got a sequel out, you're show running this one.
Yes.
So I'm impressed that everything happened as you said it would.
Thank you. And that's, kudos to ESX and Ali. If Ali says something's going to happen, it usually happens. And I'm so lucky to be a part of that family.
It's interesting to see that you've become kind of a queen of the Christmas movie, the holiday season movie, which yes. I have to imagine was an accidental thing for you.
Totally an accident. The California Christmas movie is the least Christmas of Christmas movies. Christmas is basically, it's just a backdrop to this love story, right? So I've kind of become known as the girl who writes Christmas movies that aren't too Christmassy, which I'm happy about that. I just finished another one. I can't talk about it at all. But the most recent one that I wrote is super edgy. It's kind of in the vein of Euphoria on HBO, but Christmas, and totally out of my wheelhouse, more in the energy of Casa Grande drama. I'm really excited about that one. But yeah, definitely the Christmas girl still, and I'm happy with it. I tell people that if my career was a staircase, I'm on the stairs that are decorated in Christmas lights right now, and I'm totally fine.
I look forward to the Hollywood Reporter unveiling of when we're allowed to know about that. But Casa Grande, so it was a long journey to get it made, because when you look at IMDb, I think it says coming soon in early 2021. So yeah. It did take a while. Was one of the tougher parts aligning all that talent? Because there's so many people that we recognize from different shows.
When we were filming the show, everyone was actually free because it was the middle of COVID. It was big COVID. It was November 2020. So no one was really working on primetime yet, although there were talks of, primetime coming back, starting up again. And a lot of it had started up again. So we were afraid we were going to lose our big stars to, Shonda Rhimes or something. Right. But we didn't. It all worked out. We shot it very quickly. And I think COVID worked in our favor because we were able to get some really talented people on board.
And not saying that your holiday movies aren't deep, but this is a lot deeper than the other stuff that you've written and produced. Was that on purpose that you set out to write something so meaningful related to the American dream and looking at racial relations and all that?
Yeah, so I am actually really passionate about these types of stories, and the content that I consume is very dramatic and even dark. So my Christmas movies are pretty easy for me to plunk out, just because you're right, they're not deep, they're very formulaic. This is what the people want during the holiday. You said
formulaic. I didn't say formulaic.
They are, because that's what the people want, in a Christmas movie. But
react story.
Yes, so simple. But with Casa Grande, this is the type of content that I love. And having the freedom to go deep and really get a little dirty was such a gift. It was so much fun because we didn't have a studio dictating everything. We just did it ourselves, which was so much fun. And it's a freedom that isn't common.
Do you remember the first actor that came on board?
Oh man, who was first? So Madison Lawler, who plays Hassie, she was actually one of the first Hassies we saw. And all of us said, oh my gosh, this is Hassie. And then we were kind of like, but no, wait, we have to see more girls because this is Hassie. We have to see more. We went through so many and Madison was like, she was on a platform. We were saying, is she better? Is she better? And Madison was I think Madison was the first person that we fell in love with. Then the second we were looking for our Camilla. And the second we saw Raquel's face on camera, we were just like, oh, please be good. And then watching her audition, she killed it. And we hardly saw anyone for that role because she was so good. But those are the two, I think they were actually first. The first two was Hassie and Camilla. Yeah, I think they were first. It was so long ago, it feels like.
Well, it was worth the wait. And
yeah,
your official title on the show is showrunner. And I think that's one of those titles where everyone knows the title, but they don't know what a showrunner does. And oftentimes we'll see a person creates a show, but then they totally stay in the background where they don't want to produce, they don't want to direct, they don't want to show run. Did you know that you wanted to be the showrunner when you were working to create the show?
I did. I really wanted to, just because we didn't have a studio involved right away. I knew the gift of freedom that would come inside of the creativity with the title of being a showrunner. So I mean, I had an amazing team that gave me a lot of grace with things that I had never done before. Like leading a writing room with other writers. That's one of the main roles of a showrunner. That was so much fun. I had two incredible writers in there with me, Alex Rena-Ravello and Michael Cruz. Michael Cruz gave all of the Spanish dialogue, and I think that was my favorite part of show running was being a part of a traditional writing room, and leading it. And the producing with a showrunner comes producing duties. I was pretty used to that. And with a show, it's interesting and difficult to keep track of every single character's story arc.
Right.
And as showrunner, I really had to make sure that every seed that we had planted in the pilot was going through into the 5th episode. And I had giant charts on my wall, really making sure the character arcs were tight. That was the most challenging and the most fun as well.
So you had that planned in the writer's room, but did the actors know where things were going episodes in advance?
Yes, the actors had each episode on paper, but we actually we were block shooting, which means we were going by location. So some scenes that were in episode 5 were shot on the same day. That was, episode 1 scenes.
Oh.
And so before each day, Gabriella, the director, and I would get together, and I would give points and say, okay, this is the seed that we're planting here, but they've already realized it by this episode. So the way that they behave with the same information from episode 1 to episode 5 is completely different. And we really have to get that point across. And the actors were great. They were such pros. They didn't have a problem with it at all.
Do you also have the extra tracking difficulties of going, well, he was clean shaven on this day, and then he was wearing blue, and then to symbolize that he's taken a turn for the dark, he's wearing black, that extra layer of the planning episode 1 versus 5, or am I making that up?
That is definitely a thing that happens, and that comes with our meetings beforehand.
Yeah.
Our page turns with all of the departments. So art department, hair and makeup, wardrobe. that's all planned, and they, you know, our production heads are spearheading those. So my wardrobe stylist would tell me, hey, I have this idea for Sawyer's character, you know, planning his arc with his wardrobe. That's a conversation. And our department heads got to be creative in those ways. So yeah, hair and makeup, you know, they really took the lead and gave me the ideas. Same with art department, same with wardrobe, same with all of our departments. Even the lighting was had to do with character, which was so fun.
Everyone played a role in this production. Well, the last question I have for you before I let you go, you mentioned that you're writing a Christmas movie that's going to be a bit of a different vibe than what we've gotten to see. But do you know the next time we're going to see you on screen in an acting role?
Wow. So I love this question. I would love to get back in front of the camera. I'm done having babies for a while. I feel like the last 3 years I've been creating film babies and human babies, and I'm done with the human baby part for a little bit. So I would love to get back in front of the camera. There's talks of something happening soon, but you never know. A pilot that I love, that I would love to be a part of. I might be going further with casting. I don't know. It's just, you know, it's just a hustle. It's a game. So I'm back in it for sure. I just don't know I just don't know when.
The short answer is keep checking IMDb, Instagram, and Hollywood Reporter. And when you're allowed to know, you'll know.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Lauren, thank you for your time and congratulations on Casa Grande. Looking forward to whatever's next, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Good to talk to you again.
Paltrocast.